Okay, thank you very much. First of all, let me explain you who I am. I'm Carlos Luna, as Corazon said. I'm working in the new technology services, the EUIPO. I've been working in IP matters from more than 15 years, always from the IT side. Okay. And what are we doing in the new technology services at the EUIPO? Okay. So what we are doing is we are trying to foster the the use of the new technologies for in the benefit of the IP system. We are living in a moment in which technologies are emerging. We are talking about technologies that are here with the potential to change the business processes in order to to make them more available, more secure, faster. And this is why we at the IPO created what we call the Digital Evolution Program, in which we have included those technologies, those emerging technologies, with the purpose of make more efficient the IP system and the benefit of our users. Today, I'm going to speak about two of these five technologies, but as well, I want to speak about another one that is very useful for the interoperability with other IP offices and as well with the final users. Okay. First of all, let me talk about blockchain. Okay, IP register in blockchain. What is IP register in blockchain for us? Okay, the IP register in blockchain, when was implemented, was designed with the purpose to become the backbone for TMView and DesignView. As probably you already know, TMView and DesignView are systems that we have in the house and give the possibility to the user to look for trademarks and designs all around the world just in one place. What happened with TMView and DesignView is that it's based in a technology that was implemented 25 years ago, okay, which is called FTP. That it's based on the transfer of files from one side to the other, and this could come errors. This is why we consider that blockchain had the potential to mitigate the risk of having losing data from when the information was transferred from one side to another. What is the objective of IP register? The objective of IP register is to create a decentralized network for the IP offices for them to be able to exchange data on real time, okay, and with the capacity to become a global network for the EU IP offices and beyond. Okay. Okay. Let me talk to you about what are the main characteristics of blockchain. Okay. What we consider that blockchain is a suitable technology for our IP register. First of all, because it uses cryptography in order to ensure the authenticity of all the transactions that are happening into the network. Each transaction is stored in the blockchain, in the network, and can be verified and audited anytime during the life cycle of the data. The data is always immutable, so the data cannot be changed or deleted. So we are avoiding the possibility to malicious parties to enter and change the data. We have the possibility to use smart contracts. With the smart contracts, we can implement the business rules we need for the automation of the business processes for the IP ecosystem. There is no point of failure. Why? Because the system, how it works, is if all the nodes are interconnected, and in case of one of them has some issues, the network will continue working based on the rest of the nodes that are part of the network. So we have the assurance that it will continue working during the life cycle. Okay, and all the information that is stored into the network, it's signed by consensus by all the nodes that participate in the network. How our IP register works. Let me try to simulate what happened with one trademark that can be registered in Office A. You can see it here with the logo of the Rolling Stones. Okay, when it's registered through using the systems that each office has, the system is the IP register is recorded in the back office system, and then from the CTI, it's a tool that we have implemented as part of the IP register. Automatically, this IP right is sent to the other offices. As you can see, at that moment, it has been in real time. The IP right, it's part of the full or the complete network in blockchain and can be accessed, can be used by all the IP offices. How are we approaching the project? Okay, at that moment, we have 10 offices already working actively in the IP register. They are publishing, they are sharing their trademarks and design with the rest of the IP offices. But we are working with more. With the idea is to have all the European IP offices working in the IP register in 2025. Okay, but it's not only a matter of IP offices. It's services that we can provide. We can provide within the IP register in blockchain. Okay. First, we have to be sure that we are publishing the data. The data is shared, but now we can start providing more services. We already have into the system the possibility for the user to review all the history of the events that are happening with each of the IP rights. Okay, but not only that, we are working in more services. We are working in the possibility for the user to download official certificates for trademarks and design that they can be presented as an evidence of the ownership of the IP right in a third party, and more to come. Of course, wallets. You know that the digital identity is one of the key topics now in the IT ecosystem, the European level and beyond. Okay, and this is why we are working in the implementation of the European digital IP wallet, and something that can be extended worldwide. Okay, I said, what do we have at that moment in IP register? We from in 2021 and 2022, what we implemented were the basic capabilities that blockchain provide: data validity, real-time updates, and the track and trace of the information that was happening with the IP right. Now, more to come. What are we doing? We are already implemented a specific service for the IP system based in blockchain. The possibility to authenticate the certificates in a third party, or the possibility for the user to manage their identity and their IP rights from a wallet. So this is what these are the use cases we are thinking about to implement in the coming years. First of all, the possibility to the user to optimize the priority claims in second filing offices. Normally, what the user has to present somehow a certificate, or the IP office has to search in other offices the priority of the IP rights presented. But having a wallet, the user has the possibility to present a credential verifying the ownership of the right. Then, since we are presenting a credential that is going to be recognized by all the IP offices, can be verified automatically. Okay, the user has the possibility of having a digital identity to access in any IP offices participating into the IP register. They have the capability as well to manage from an only place all the IP rights. So with the wallet, we have the possibility for the user to manage in one place the IP right he has in any IP offices he's working with. Okay, what will make benefit for the management of all the IP rights, and more services are in evaluation. Direct licensing of IP rights, power of attorney, and as well secure all the invoices that are generated in the IP management lifecycle. Now, let me move to the second topic to talk about, artificial intelligence. I would say that everybody now is talking about artificial intelligence and generative AI, of course. But how are we approaching AI from a long time ago? Okay, for us, artificial intelligence is a new tool to continue improving our services to our customers. But how? We are focusing on the user. We are focusing on the human. Why? Because we think that artificial intelligence has a lot of potential, but if it is not managed together with our user, at the end, what we are going to build is not what they really need. Okay? And this is why all our our artificial intelligence systems are defined together with our users. And besides that, seeing how it's evolving artificial intelligence, we have implemented an internal program as well in order to improve the skills of all the EUIPO staff for them to understand and to improve the use of the artificial intelligence. How do we approach our systems? Okay, what we have done together with our colleagues from the business area, we have described all the processes that are part of the trademark and design registration and publication. Okay, and for each of them, what we have done, we have identified which business capabilities AI can provide for each of them. And what we have been doing, okay, we have been implementing searches for goods and services. We have already in place as well conceptual searches that our examiners are using in order to have more information based on past decisions. Phonetic search for terms, image comparison for signs and for designs. Okay, we are able to identify the descriptiveness and distinctiveness of the trademarks that we are receiving. And what we are doing is, first, we implement the services for the internal use. We put the services to be used by our examiners, and when we consider that they are mature enough, we make them available for the external users. We make them available for our applicants and right holders. Why? Because we want to be sure that we are using the same systems and the results they are going to get are the same than the results that our examiners are getting. And the same for design. For designs, we have done the same. Okay, and we are mainly focused in the management and the image recognition to give them the possibility to search for similar designs. Okay, what do we have already in place? Because we are talking about a technology that we are using from 2021. Okay, what we already have in place? We have services for machine translations. Okay, if you enter in our case law, the user has the possibility to access the cases that have been published in their own language. Here you can see this is the case law system we have, where the user can look for decisions, and here the user has the possibility to download the case in the language he wants to read it. Okay, this service is based in a service that the European Commission provides to all the EU agencies, in which we automatically translate the content of the decision that the user wants to read. The second functionality we have implemented that is already in use from a long time ago in our systems is the image search. Okay, we are using artificial intelligence for searching similar images for our users. First thing we did is we implement our image search in our eSearch Plus system that we have available in our website. Okay, here the user has the possibility to drag and drop one image and search against the registered trademarks or designs we have. Then next step was to provide this service in our TMView and Design View network. As explained before, here we have at that moment more than 120 million of trademarks, and we are doing to our users in trademarks in TMView is they have the possibility to do the same. We are using exactly the same service. We have one image, and we give the possibility to the user to search for similar images into TMView and Design View. Then we did the same for designs. At that moment, we already have implemented in Design View the possibility to drag and drop for images, similar images within the EUIPO and TM5. Okay, and last service we are using this service internally. Our examiners have the possibility to look for similar trademarks in other trademarks that already have been registered or applied for registration internally. Another image service we have the image recognition. This is a service that soon is going to be available for our examiners in our core business tool, IP tool, okay, that pretends to give quick information about the possibility, the validity of the designs that our applicants are sending to us. Here, as you can see, what the system will do is that when we receive an image, it checks the guidelines we have for designs. It checks that if it has a neutral background, if the quality of the image we are receiving is good enough, or if it's include or not include other elements, extra elements. Okay, in case of one of these cases is appearing, the examiner will receive automatically a notification that the image is not valid for examination. Other things we are doing for image recognitions of geographical origins, flags. We are checking if the images we are receiving contains any flag, okay, to avoid to give this information to the users very quickly. Okay, we are comparing the images we are receiving with a database of flags we have. But not only that, not only images. This is the first service we implement based in AI in 2020, was a chatbot for our e-filing form. Okay, what pretend this chatbot is to make easier the process for filing for a trademark or design for our users, providing them guidance in all IP right matters. Okay, but always for letting them the possibility to contact with a human. Okay, it's important for all our AI systems. Always there is a human behind. We are not taking decision. We are supporting for the decision taking to our user, internal and external. We have as well some semantic search systems. Okay, with this semantic search, for example, this is in the easy filing for our external users. When the user wants to apply for a new trademark, when he is looking for goods and services, imagine the user looks for tiramisu. Okay, that's okay. We confirm to our user that tiramisu can be selected as goods and service, but we are proposing similar semantic search, semantic terms to our users. Here is where, as you can see, when our user looks for tiramisu, we are proposing them similar terms that could be in their benefit and they can add as another good and service related to the trademark. So you can see, for example, that we are proposing them cheesecakes or mascarpone as a similar terms. And we are doing the same for internal users. What are we doing for our examiners? We are combining our similarity database together with previous decisions taken internally at the EUIPO. We are combining all this information through machine learning, and what we are proposing to our examiners is the possibility to compare terms. And when we are receiving, for example, when an examiner is looking for a comparison of two terms, for example, imagine we can if they try to compare kefir versus jam, okay, the system what is going to tell them it's not similar at all, but we are going to propose instead of jam, we can propose to the user yogurt, okay, as a more similar term to be applied during the examination process. Phonetic search. So it's not only semantic search. We are applying as well some phonetic searches for our users, and we are doing that for making an assessment of the descriptiveness of the trademarks for the absolute ground process. Okay, but we are doing it as well for searching, so for looking for similar decisions and similar signs in our internal examination process. This is something that we already have in place. Those services already are in use for our internal, our external users, but more to come, of course. So as said before, artificial intelligence is at that moment in a hype. Okay, no doubt about that. And this is why one of the things we want to do is, first of all, to make public or accessible our image search tool through an API. Okay, an API is an application programming interface in which other systems can access to these tools for their own use. Okay, I will explain it later in the section. But of course, talking at that moment about artificial intelligence and not talking about generative AI, it sounds very strange. Okay, this is why during this year, during 2022, we have been performing an exploratory work on generative AI. Okay, we have been analyzing what is the potential of, when ChatGPT, Google Bard, and other generative AI tools, not only for text, but as well for images, as could be DALI or Stable Diffusion. Okay, and what we are analyzing, and we are already making some advances in terms of proof of concepts, we are checking how generative AI can always support, not decide, remember please, in order to prepare summary of some documents for our users, could be letters, could be the summary of decisions, could be emails, okay, any kind of text can be generated with AI, okay, and the same for assisted decision drafting, okay. We are making some tests in order to see how generative AI can support our examiners when they have to start the drafting of any decision, okay, based on previous decision and based on information that could be written with other systems such as the descriptiveness or the assessment of the descriptiveness. We launched a technology watch task force in order to do that. This is why we joined IT guys with business teams, okay? But important as well, internal awareness. We are making a lot of awareness internally, fostering the use of these technologies, but taking care of ethical principles, data protection, and security of our systems. Okay, last technology I want to talk about today is the API. Okay, I said before, what is an API? It's an application programming interface that is published for third parties to use our systems. Let me adjust a little of background. Okay, we have been implementing a lot of services from a long time ago. Okay, as I said before, we have searches tools, for example, and during a long time, third parties has been asking us about the possibility to use these services in their own services. Okay, even though some of them could be used, they were not really prepared or they were not really designed to be used internally because we have different necessities in terms of availability, performance, security, data format had to be defined, okay? And at that moment on time, they were not prepared to really be used as a service. Okay, but we launch a modernization program, okay, in order to make more to upgrade our technologies or technology stack in our systems. Then what we did, we design all these services as web services, okay, accessible for our external users to be integrated in their IT systems. What is the difference? What is the main benefit for them is that before using the APIs we can offer to our users, when we are talking about big players, we are talking about legal large law firms, okay, that they are taking care of the systems or the IP rights of our clients. Normally, what they had to do before, without APIs, when they were receiving the request for an application or registration of an IP right, our customers, they enter into their back office, they store into their back office for them to have the management of their portfolio of the IP rights of their clients. And then a second step had to be done. They have to do the same exactly in our systems. They had to apply for a trademark or designs. What happened with the APIs? What have we implemented? Okay, with for example APIs for the e-filing of trademarks or designs. These law firms, they can go into their back office, they can register the request received from their clients, and automatically, using a call for the API, those IP rights applications are sent to our systems. So they only have to do once, with not only the benefit of reducing the work they have to do, is with the security that they will not use different terms of they will use always the same data in both systems. How are we approaching the API management strategy? Okay, first of all, based on standards, we do not invent the wheel. We are not a software provider. We are not here to define standards. Okay, we have to use the standards that the community is defining in the benefit of the interoperability between systems. Okay, and they are defined together with our users. As said before, for us, it's really important that the user is getting what they are expecting from us. Okay, this is why we, in the definition or design of these services, the user were there to be able that we were implemented what they need. How can they access? Okay, we have those APIs published in our API website. Okay, we have here the API portal at the EUIPO, where we have included different sections for each of the services or each of the services we are providing, and here they can access the user can access the APIs we have published. They can use our sandbox. We have a sandbox for them to test the proper implementation or proper use of the APIs, and they have the productive environment to start using it in real. And what do we have already in place? Okay, we have APIs for UTM filing. Okay, we have as well an API for document repository. Okay, where they can handle documents as temporal storage. They can have their own documentation. Okay, they have as well APIs for goods and services. Okay, they can use. They can look for applicants or representatives in the database, and they have services as well for the management of the IP rights. Okay, this was in 2022, and this is what we have implemented this year. Okay, we have been focused in the designs. Okay, APIs for the filing of the designs. Okay, and as well in searching tools. Okay, that are already available for the users. Okay, and that's all from my side. Any question you may have?
Thank you very much, Carlos, for the very interesting presentation. There's one question here. What does the IP office need to to be able to participate in the IP register in blockchain. And when do you expect all the EU offices to be part of the project?
Okay. This so the possibility for the IP offices to join the IP register, it's based in the collaboration we have between within the program we have the European Cooperation Fund. Okay, so this is in collaboration with our European Cooperation Department. Okay, and we have to receive a request for intention to be part of the IP register, and then we start the process. First step is we are talking about mainly an infrastructure project. No further development is needed, okay? Only for the extraction of the data from the back office. So at the end, it's to make an assessment of what do we need to do for the deployment. But it's more an agreement between the offices, okay? And as said, the idea is to have in 2025 most of the offices already being part of the European IP register, with the possibility to extend it beyond Europe, of course. Okay, but this is more in the agreement between the offices.
And you said earlier that it will be used for data transfer. So it will be used for data transmission from an IP office to TM view and design view. Is that
Exactly.
correct?
Exactly, it's the back office of the TM view and design view. Okay, it's used for that, for transfer, for exchanging data from one office to the others. Okay, so this is the idea of IP register.
Okay, thank you. And okay, there's another question here. It seems you're ready for many different types of users. How have you made sure that the database is unified among them?
In terms of users, but we are talking about which of the technologies we have been speaking about, IP register.
The person didn't really say. I suppose the IP register.
IP
Maybe
register. So it's
yes,
only so how the IP register has been defined is to be so the only person that can share data are the internal staff of the IP offices. Okay, the external users can access TM view and design view, and they can see the information that is stored in IP register as a back office system, but they do not have access to write data into IP register. This has to be done directly by the IP offices. Okay, and all the internal staff of the IP offices have access to these systems.
Thank you. Another question. Is there a difference between image search and image recognition, or is image recognition only available for internal use, and image search is available for users? Is that correct?
Image search is available for external users at that moment. It's available as said in eSearch Plus and in TM view and design view. Okay, this technology is already there. It's already available for external users. Image recognition, okay, it's an internal service. At the moment, we have it internally, okay, for comparing images. But image search, the AI system for image search, it's already available in TM view, design view, and eSearch Plus.
Image recognition will not be made available to external users, only for internal.
Yeah, but at the end we will apply. So at the end, image recognition, what is a kind of service. Okay, those services at the end will be part as well of the front end of the external users in some of the services that could be applicable, for example, for e-filing, in order to recognize the quality of one image when it's uploaded into the system. So, for example, for ensuring that it doesn't have flags or any other information related with geographical origins.
There is a last question on image search and in relation to APIs. If for example, an IP office A is integrated in TMView and Design View, so they're sharing data with EUIPO. Is it possible for that particular office to use the same technology for the use of the examiners using the API?
For the examiners, you said?
For their own for the use of the office. For the use of the office. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Here we have different different views. Okay. If the image is in TMView and Design View, okay, the image search, it's applicable for all the images that are stored there. As I said before, we have at that moment around 120 million of trademarks. Okay, so all the images are managed through image search. When I'm, as a user, external user, I'm looking for similar images into TMView, okay, this search is using all the images that are stored in TMView and Design View. Okay, then image search is as well used at that moment for our internal examiners for comparison of images. Okay, when they are examining one application for a trademark, they have the possibility to upload one image and then look for already registered or apply for trademarks internally for our internal users. Okay, and there is another option. The third option is the possibility for other IP offices to use our image search tool through APIs for their internal use. They can use it internally for their internal examiners. Okay, so this is a service that, in short, will be available for their offices.
But they have to be participating in TMView and Design View, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think that's a question by
exactly
many offices.
Yeah.
So that was the last question we have for you. But in case our participants think of something and send a question, we will send it to you. And thank you very much, Carlos, for the presentation.
Thank you very much.